Today we're gonna learn some Japanese from this scene.
ルーデウスはね、すごいのよ。頭が良くて、強くて、すごく才能があって。でも毎日魔術の訓練だって隠さなくて、すっごくすごいの。私、ルーデウスを愛してる！いつかまた会いに行くわ。修行して竜神を倒せるくらいになったら、今度は私がルーデウスを守るの。ルーデウスはね、すごいのよ。
This ne is sentence ending particle that adds agreement, question, exclamation, or emphasis. When you want to confirm something or asking for the agreement, you add this particle usually in the end of the sentence. But like this, you can also put between words to get more interaction with the listeners or to have some break between. Even without ne, ルーデウスはすごいの. This makes sense. And this no is also sentence ending particle. It includes the nuance of questions, warnings, strong or weak assertions, exclamation, and impressions, mainly used by female. And this すごいの is assertion. ルーデウスはすごい. Even without no, still makes sense. By the way, すごい, this is adjectives, meaning great. There are two types of adjectives, i-adjectives and na-adjectives. This すごい is i-adjectives because the original form finished with e sound. About na-adjectives, I will tell you some other time. Here, I will explain i-adjectives. Japanese adjectives have conjugation. Let me show you how to conjugate. As for verbs, conjugation patterns are changed depends on the end of the sound, like eru, iru, but i-adjectives always finish with e, so there's only one pattern. Today, let me explain those 5 conjugations: present, present negative, past, past negative, and te form. This red part is stem, and you just change the last part. For present tense, its original form, use i, and present negative, kunai. Past, katta. Past negative, kunakatta. Te form, kute. Let's see some examples. Fun, 楽しい, 楽しくない, 楽しかった, 楽しくなかった, 楽しくて. Happy, 嬉しい, 嬉しくない, 嬉しかった, 嬉しくなかった, 嬉しくて. Sad, 悲しい, 悲しくない, 悲しかった, 悲しくなかった, 悲しくて. Painful, 痛い, 痛くない, 痛かった, 痛くなかった, 痛くて. Next word, I think many people knows. Cute, かわいい, かわいくない, かわいかった, かわいくなかった, かわいくて. Next word, cool. This is not temperature cool. This is more like compliment to people, like you're so cool. We say かっこいい, かっこよくない, かっこよかった, かっこよくなかった, かっこよくて. By the way, the word かっこいい in the conjugation pattern, I didn't say かっこいくない, かっこいかった. Instead of I, I used yo. It's because かっこいい is actually a combination of two words, かっこ plusい. かっこ means appearance andい means good, but い is speaking words. 良い is dictionary-wise correct. So かっこいい is supposed to be かっこが良い、かっ kakkoyoi. So when we conjugate a word, we use kakkoyoi as an original. So かっこよくない、かっこよかった、かっこよくなかった。We use よ instead of い。Some people might say かっこいくない or かっこいかった。But this sounds dumb, so better not to use.
頭が良くて強くてすごく才能があって。
In here, adjectives used with て form. This means and. First one is 頭が良い means smart. Second one is 強い strong. And the third one is 才能がある talented. And even the third one is finished with て and still continue to the next line. 頭が良くて良い is good, like かっこいい. People say both 頭がいい頭が良い but in て form always use よくて頭 is head, but in this case 頭 is more like brain. His brain's good, so meaning he's smart. 才能がある something がある means there is or you have. For polite words があります but this word you can use only with non-living things. For people or animal, you should use がいる or for polite がいます Here are the conjugations. For non-living, affirmative, present ある past あった negative ない past なかった For polite way, affirmative present あります past ありました negative ありませんありませんでした For people or animal, affirmative present いる past いた negative いないいなかったいますいましたいませんいませんでした Here are the examples with non-living things. 今日試験があります今日試験があります今日 is today 試験 test I have a test today 今日試験があります棚に本がある棚に本がある棚 is shelf 本 is book There's a book on the shelf 棚に本がある私には運がなかった私には運がなかった運 luck I didn't have any luck 私には運がなかった Here's some example with human or animal 道に猿がいた道に猿がいた道 street 猿 monkey There's a monkey on the street 道に猿がいたこの森にはお化けがいるこの森にはお化けがいるこの this 森 forest お化け monster There's a monster in this forest この森にはお化けがいる母は家にいます母は家にいます母 mother 家 house My mother is in the house 母は家にいます So go back to the line 才能がある才能 talent So he has talent As I said, sugoi means great, and this is adjective. But here she says sugoku. This is adverb. Adjectives qualify nouns. On the other hand, adverbs qualifies verbs, adjectives, or clause. すごい才能がある。すごく才能がある。Some people use them as the same meaning, but actually they're huge different. すごい is adjectives, so qualifying the noun right after, which is 才能, talent. But すごく is adverb, so it cannot qualify the noun. This word is actually qualifying the verb ある. So the first one, すごい才能, great talent. And the second one, すごくある, have a lot. So for the second one, if you shuffle those words to clear the meaning, it will be like this. 才能がすごくある。才能がすごくある。But as I said in the other video, the word order is pretty flexible in Japanese. To make meanings clear, you can say like what I said, but the modifier and the modified words don't have to be right next to each other. But even flexible, you cannot place modifier after modified word. That's what you have to be careful of.
でも毎日魔術の訓練だって隠さなくて。
You might feel this weird because the previous line was finished with te form. The meaning is and. But here, the line started with demo, which is but. So with no gap, it will be like and but. This might sound not correct, and it is not correct, but this is okay because it's speaking. If you want to make it correct, it will be like this. The first one, you can finish the first line, 才能がある, and followed by demo. Or if you want to still connect those two lines, you can say 才能があるけど毎日. Instead of te, you can use other conjunctive particle, which is けど. This means but. But as I said, as long as it's speaking, it's okay to say like that. 才能があってでも. By the way, there are two te in this line. The one in the last, 欠かさなくて. This te is the same as the previous section, meaning and. But the first one, 訓練だって. This te is not the same. You should think だって as one word. This だって has a lot of meanings. In this case, it's close to even. A part is the lowest line, like you do this and that, but this A is the lowest requirement. For example, here, Alice is trying to say like Rudeus is the greatest person. For such person, training is not necessary anymore. It could be the last thing to do for him. However, even so, he's still training every day. That's what she meant. Here's some example using だって。子供だってそれくらいわかる。子供だってそれくらいわかる。This means even kids can understand that, implying everybody understand that, so the kids is the lowest line. お酒だって飲める。お酒だって飲める。I can drink even sake, implying I'm over 20, so drinking is not a big deal. In here, drinking is the lowest line, and the implying like I'm capable of more.
すっごくすごいの。
This is すごく and すごい. As I said, すごく is adverb, meaning like very, and すごい is adjective, meaning great. So the first すごく adverb is qualifying adjective すごい. Just let you know, すごくすごい is grammatically correct, but better not to use. To be honest, sounds dumb. If you say this in real life, people think you don't have enough vocabulary and sound childish. This thing, Alice is not a smart girl who doesn't like study, and also not good at expressing her feeling with words. Also, we can tell the way of her speaking is childish from the previous section. She's using te a lot. This means she's not good at speaking logically. So even from these lines, we can tell her character is not the intellectual type. Also here, she's saying sugoku, not sugoku. Sugoku and sugoku, they're the same word. Just sugoku is a speaking word and it's stressing very. If you want, you can change sugoi to sugoi. Sugoku, sugoi. Again, this also sounds childish though. And the last part, no. This is a sentence ending particle, implying assertive. In many cases, women tend to use this, not male.
私ルーデンスを愛してる。
愛してる is verb, meaning love someone を愛してる. Here, 私 is subject, so you can say 私はルーデウスを愛してる. You can add particle は for the subject. When you start learning Japanese, it's better to use particles to know in which case you have to use which particles. But to be honest, in speaking, we drop particles a lot. If you have a Japanese friend or any Japanese around you, ask this question. In what situation they drop particles? Probably they will answer like they don't know, it's just what it is. Actually, me neither. I don't know the rule. According to the textbook, it says if the sentence is following the basic Japanese grammatical order, which is subject, wa, object, ga, or o, verb. You can skip the particles of the subject or object, which is wa, o, ga. But other particles for direction, position, time, belongs, and juxtaposition, such as ni, de, to, no, ya, you cannot drop because the words with these particles can be placed anywhere in the sentence. So without particles, the role of those words would be not clear. But this is just a guideline. I doubt we can follow this rule 100%. For example, e or ni is the particle for direction, but you can drop in speaking. Or even wa or ga, that doesn't mean you can drop them always. The judge point is whether the sentence makes sense with or without particle. Of course, native speakers can judge based on their experience, but when it comes to systematizing the rule, I think this is more like a linguist area. But if someone can explain simply, please share in the comment. That will help everyone, including me. Anyway, the first section of this video, ルーデウスはすごい. When you describe how great he is, you cannot skip は. But when you are telling him directly, like ルーデウスすごい, this is more like a praising emotionally. You can drop は. 頭が良くて強くてすごく才能があって. This line, you can skip both が. I don't think with or without が make any differences. 頭良くて強くてすごく才能あって. This is totally acceptable. Here, ルーデウスを愛してる. ルーデウス愛してる. The same as ルーデウスはすごい. If you say with お, it's description. Without お, it's emotional expression directly saying to the person. By the way, this I love you is usually translated to 愛してる, but in real life, we don't use much. This is completely my opinion. I think English speakers use I love you casually to their partner, boyfriend, girlfriend, family, even friends. So when they learn Japanese, they try to use 愛してる like they say in English, but it sounds not natural to me. Here are some reasons. Reason number 1. 愛してる is too heavy and too direct. Reason number 2. We don't have a culture to casually express affection to someone directly or openly. Maybe modern days, these cultural aspects have been changed. But when I was a kid, even between family members, we don't say I love you each other. As I said, 愛してる is a pretty heavy word. What we use more is 好き or 大好き. As for 愛してる, you use this to people, maybe sometimes their pets. This 好き, 大好き are close to like. Not only to people, you can say this to anything. 彼女が好き I like her. チョコレートが好き I like chocolate. Even it's lighter than 愛してる Still you can use 好き when you are really serious to someone, like when you confess or propose to someone. To be honest, this is more natural than 愛してる Opposite word of 好き 愛してる is 嫌い 嫌い You can use this to both human or inorganic stuff. あなたが嫌い。チョコレートが嫌い。To stress more, you can say 大嫌い。大嫌い。By the way, I won't explain the details, but 愛してる is verb and 好き is not adjective. And 嫌い is i-adjectives.You don't have to remember, just note. Here, there are other ways to express your love, although it's barely used in real life. お慕いしています。お慕いしています。愛おしく思います。愛おしく思います。This is an elegant and modest way to say, and this also includes the respect to the person. Maybe in historical setting anime.Some princess or prince might use this word. And here is the unique one. 月が綺麗ですね。月が綺麗ですね。月 is moon. 綺麗 beautiful. Translation will be The moon is beautiful, isn't it? So why could this be the love phrase? This is caused by one of the greatest Japanese writer, Soseki Natsume.who lived from the late 19th to early 20th centuries. He was also an English teacher. When he asked his students to translate I love you to Japanese, many students used 愛してる. But this 月が綺麗ですね. This is what Natsume translated. This translation was actually implying Japanese culture at the time. In his era,It was not easy thing that a married couple going out in public place alone. And also, as I said in reason number 2, Japanese people didn't express their feeling directly like this. Think about this situation. If the guy could say this word to the lady, that means they were actually walking in the middle of the night, looking up at the moon together. Those who can do that kind of thing are already intimate each other.So in those situations and that kind of relationship, no need to say I love you directly anymore. Just saying the moon is beautiful, isn't it? This implies everything. Even without any other words, we can imagine the scenery of the couple carrying each other. Actually, this story is famous. So if you say the moon is beautiful, isn't it, to Japanese people, with or without knowing this story,Probably the people will show the reaction more or less. So if you have someone in your mind, why don't you try it?
いつかまた会いに行くわ。
いつか means someday. また is again. 会いに行く Before に you can place noun or conjugated verb. If you put the place name, simply it's destination. Same as go to somewhere. 学校に行く学校 is school. Go to school. 学校に行く病院に行く病院 is hospital. Go to hospital. 病院に行く You can also use with noun other than place name. In that case, the meaning will be go for the purpose of something. For example, 買い物に行く買い物 shopping Go shopping 買い物に行く。旅行に行く。旅行 traveling, go traveling. 旅行に行く。If you combine with conjugated verb, it will be go in order to do something. For the conjugation, it will be like this. If the word finish with u sound, change to i. For example, drink, 飲む, u, change to i, 飲み. Buy, 買う, change to i, 買い. Fish, 釣る, u sound, change to i, 釣り. Win, 勝つ, change to 勝ち. So all the words will be like this. 飲みに行く go for drink. 買いに行く go for shopping. 釣りに行く go fishing. 勝ちに行く I'm going to win. If the verb finish with eru sound, just drop ru. Welcome, 迎える 迎え gather, 集める 集め and if the verb finish with iru, just drop ru as well. Borrow, 借りる借り watch, 見る見 So it will be like 迎えに行く集めに行く借りに行く見に行く For do, するしに行く As I said in the previous video, you can combine with noun and する 勉強 plus する勉強する study 練習 plus する練習する practice and you can combine with these words with に行く図書館に勉強しに行く図書館 library go to the library to study 図書館に勉強しに行くテニスの練習しに行く go to practice tennis テニスの練習しに行く But following the first rule, noun plus に行く You can also say like this 図書館に勉強に行くテニスの練習に行く Here are 4 examples. Can you tell which one you can say with しに行く学校に行く病院に行く買い物に行く旅行に行く学校 and 病院 are the place name, so we don't say 学校する do school 病院する do hospital, but we do say 買い物する or 旅行する because 買い物 is shopping and 旅行 is travel. Those are the action, so they're easily connected with the verb do. So following the rule, we can also say 買い物しに行く旅行しに行く But I think the nuance is a little bit different. This is completely my opinion, so others might say different. If you say 買い物に行く my impression is like a range of the action is covering whole, like from the start point to the destination. In here, the action means not only shopping. Go shopping is as one action. So once you step out your house, the action starts. But on the other hand, if you say 買い物しに行く you go to the destination and do shopping. The action of buying is happening in the destination. Same as this, if you say 旅行に行く once you step out of your house, your travel starts. But if you say 旅行しに行く it sounds more like in destination you do traveling. But generally speaking, traveling itself starts once you step out of your house. Therefore, 旅行しに行く doesn't sound right to me. And come, 来る if you connect with に行く it will be like 来に行く This might grammatically correct, but this sentence doesn't make sense. Even in English, you don't say go to come, right? In this scene, Eri says 会いに行く会いに行く会う is meet or see 会う plus に行く会いに行く going to see him again someday
修行して竜神を倒せるくらいになったら
修行して修行 training plus する like the te in the previous section this te means and 竜神 is dragon god 倒せる the original form is 倒す beat combined with 得る and change to potential verb 倒せる can beat I explained about potential verb in the other, but let me explain how to conjugate the verb again. If the word finish with う change to 得る make 作るう作れる作れる have 持つ持つう持てる持てる read 読むむう so change to 読める読める If the word finish with 得る or いる sound change to 得られる or いられる bend 曲げる得る曲げられる曲げられる come out 出る得る出られる出られる wear 着る着るいる着られる着られる enter 入る入る入られる入られる about 得られるいられる in speaking we say 得れる入れる drop la sound we call this ら抜き about ら抜きPlease check click above and see the previous video. 位になったらなったら is if sentence form of なる位になるになる object plus particle に plus なる means become something. For example, 先生になる先生 teacher become a teacher中止になる中止 cancel 中止になる get cancel 病気になる病気 sick get sick 病気になる and 位 this means about or approximate implying the extent 歩いて行けるくらいの距離歩いて行ける can go by walk距離 distance the distance that I can go by walk this means that place is close enough to go there by walk 10歳くらいの女の子10歳10 years old 女の子 a girl around 10 years old she might not be 10 years old but looks like このくらいの大きさの箱この this 大きさ size 箱 box the box around this size maybe when you're saying this line you're gesturing the size of the box in this case Eri says 竜神を倒せるくらいになる She's trying to be strong enough to beat 竜神 She doesn't have to actually beat 竜神 just have equivalent strongness to beat him About くらい Some people use ぐらい instead of くらい People are using ぐらい with noun, verb, adjectives But for この、あの、その which is this, that, it used with kurai. But nowadays, there is no difference between those two. For example, 歩いて行けるぐらいの距離。10歳ぐらいの女の子。このぐらいの大きさの箱。Even you switch each other, still sounds natural. なったら is if sentence. Conjugated verb plus たら. In other video, there are other if sentence like もしともしばもしなら. This たら is mostly used in speaking. If you don't know which one to use, you can go with たら in most of the cases. To connect to たら, you have to conjugate the word before. For verb, use the same conjugation as past form, and plus ら. For those words finish with える、いる, stop. やめる, past tense, やめた, plus ら, やめたら, やめたら. Teach. 教える、教えた、教えたら。Throw. 投げる、投げた、投げたら。And wear. 切る、着た、着たら。Trust. 信じる、信じた、信じたら。Borrow. 借りる、借りた、借りたら。If the word finish with う、つ、る, change to たら。ぬ、ぶ、む、んだら。く、いたら。ぐ、いだら。す、したら。For example, hunt. 狩る、狩った、狩ったら。not 結ぶ、結んだ、結んだら。surprise 驚く、驚いた、驚いたら。swim 泳ぐ、泳いだ、泳いだら。dry 乾かす、乾かした、乾かしたら。For do and come, do する、した、したら。come 来る、来た、来たら。Like I explained about the past form conjugation in the previous video, there's some irregular verbs. Even though those words are finished with える、いる sound, let's follow the second rule. Ignore え and い before. Just consider the word finished with る sound. For example, go home. 帰る. The past tense is not 帰った. 帰った. So if sentence will be 帰ったら. Cut. 切る. The past form is 切った. Not 来た. 切った. So if sentence 切ったら. Enter 入る. 入った、入ったら。grab 握る、握った、握ったら。run 走る、走った、走ったら。If you want to connect with negative form, also same. Use negative past form plus ら. For e-adjectives, also use past form plus ら. strong 強い、強かった、強かったら。weak 弱い、弱かった、弱かったら。light 軽い、軽かった、軽かったら。heavy 重い、重かった、重かったら。quick 早い、早かった、早かったら。slow 遅い、遅かった、遅かったら。If you want to use negative form, you can change negative past form, which is くなかった and plus ら。強くなかったら、弱くなかったら。 軽くなかったら、重くなかったら、早くなかったら、遅くなかったら。And these are na adjectives. Na adjectives original form is finished with na sound. I won't explain much here for now. Just let me tell you how to combine with na adjectives and tara. Similar to i-adjectives, you have to change na adjectives to past tense, which is change na to datta, and like i-adjectives, add la in the end. Beautiful, きれいな、きれいだった、きれいだったら。Happy, 幸せな、幸せだった、幸せだったら。Kind, 親切な、親切だった、親切だったら。Elegant, 上品な、上品だった、上品だったら。Possible, 可能な、可能だった、可能だったら。Impossible, 不可能な、不可能だった、不可能だったら。For negative, there are two ways. ではなかった and でなかった。So they can be like きれいではなかったら or きれいでなかったら。幸せではなかったら、幸せでなかったら。親切ではなかったら、親切でなかったら。上品ではなかったら、上品でなかったら。可能ではなかったら、可能でなかったら。不可能ではなかったら、不可能でなかったら。But for this, in casual speaking, you can change で or では to じゃ。きれいじゃなかったら、幸せじゃなかったら、親切じゃなかったら、上品じゃなかったら、可能じゃなかったら、不可能じゃなかったら。And for noun, it's easy. Just noun plus だったら。For negative, でなかったら、ではなかったら。In casual, じゃなかったら。Those rules are same as not adjectives. Okay, now you know how to conjugate, so you can make if sentence with たら。もし A たら B. If A happens, B will happen. Or if A happens, please do B. B will be speaker's will, hope, order, or request. 頭が痛かったらこれを飲んでね。頭が痛い headache. 痛い is adjectives. これ this. 飲んで drink. If you have a headache, please take this. 頭が痛かったらこれを飲んでね。可能だったらこの書類を彼に送っておいてください。可能 possible. この書類 this document. 彼に to him. 送っておいてください。Please send. If possible, please send this document to him. 可能だったらこの書類を彼に送っておいてください。100円だったら10個買っておいて。100円 100 yen 10個 10 pieces 買っておいて Please buy. If it's 100 yen, please buy 10 pieces. 100円だったら10個買っておいて。手伝ってくれたらお菓子をあげる。手伝う help. お菓子 sweet. あげる give. If you help me, I will give you some sweets. 手伝ってくれたらお菓子をあげる。走ったら喉が渇いた。走る run. 喉 throat. 渇いた tried. I ran, so I got thirsty. 走ったら喉が渇いた。Compared with the other four, the last one is a little bit different. Others are if sentence, and if you did A or it happens in B, speaker's will, order, or request are included. But the last one is if sentence, but more like since. Since I had a run, I got thirsty. If you did A, what's gonna happen? B will happen. Here in this scene, Eris said, 倒せるくらいになったら If I become strong enough to beat him, and B part will be
今度は私がルーデウスを守るの。
I will protect Rudeus this time. That's Eris's will. Okay, that's it for today. Let's watch the scene one more time.
ルーデウスはね、すごいのよ。頭が良くて強くてすごく才能があって、でも毎日魔術の訓練なんて隠さなくてすっごくすごいの。私ルーデウスを愛してる。いつかまた会いに行くわ。修行して竜神を倒せるくらいになったら今度は私がルーデウスを守るの。
That's it for today. Thanks for watching. If you like my video, please hit the subscribe button and I will see you in the next one.